Hello everyone and welcome to today's barre workout. I put on my pink ballet shirt today so I could get into the right vibe of this class. If you need to use a wall or a chair for balance, you can do that. Just grab it or be close to a wall. We'll work your entire body today, including your arms, your core, your quads, your hips, your hamstrings. All of it are going to get nice and worked. Before we start warming up, I wanted to talk about alignment today. So normally when we stand, a lot of us, most people will have a forward pelvic tilt where the back is arched, the stomach muscles are loose, and the back muscles are tight. This is the opposite of what we want to do. We want to pull up with the stomach muscles, engage them so that we are activating the front of the body and allowing the back of the body to elongate. So if you're thinking about your body as a bowl, we want the bowl to be neutral, not water spilling forward out of the bowl or spilling back and being tucked under. We want to be in this nice neutral position, which means we are actively using the front side of our body to keep the pelvis in a neutral place. Keep that in mind and come with me, let's warm up. Hands to the waist, engage that front body just like we talked about. Step onto your left leg, lift your right foot up and roll your ankle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions and go the other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch it out. Step onto the right leg, lift your left foot up, roll your ankle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And step back to both feet. We'll keep working on our feet here. Lift the right heel off, press into the right ball of your foot. We'll lift or relevate up to both feet, drop the right heel and press forward over your left, switching back and forth. Just treading this out, lifting right, dropping left, and then switching left goes up, right goes down. Really pushing into the ball of your feet, tracking your knee right over your big toe. This is going to help warm up your feet, your ankles, all those little muscles in the feet that we will need for this barre class today. Shifting side to side, and then come back to center. Press over your right foot, tucking your toes underneath you. Be sure not to roll out towards your ankle or the pinky toe. Keep your foot pressing over your big toe to stretch out and work on your point. Of course, when in any dance class, we want to have a beautiful point. We'll need that for later. Let's do the other side. Again, watching that you're pushing forward right over your big toe and not letting your ankle twist and turn. We don't want to track that way. We want to build strength in the ankle joint while we stretch out through our foot. And then come all the way back down, plant both your feet. Okay, let's start building heat and get that heart rate up. Step your feet out wider than your hips. Turn the hips open so the toes point out. Your arms will come out to a T. Squat straight down. Tap the right foot as you lift the arms overhead. Squat straight down and then tap to the left. We'll go back and forth between each side. Squat, tap right. Squat, tap left. Arms are just going from T to parallel overhead. Try to keep your shoulders down away from your ears. And make sure you're engaging your belly button, pulling the rib cage closed, and allowing your tailbone to point to the floor and not back behind you. Tapping side to side with that squat in between. Squat and stretch. Squat and stretch. Really try to point your toe and engage your quads as you tap. And last one, come back to center, stand up, release the arms down. Now you'll tap your foot and you'll reach your arm across your body, stretching it to the opposite side as you tap and twist. Tap and twist. Same arm as leg is going to tap, that's reaching across the body. Side to side, adding rotation, still engaging your center, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. And just come back to center. Hands touch your shoulders, reach your right arm over and stretch the left leg to tap. Squat to center and other side. Squat, hands to the elbows, and then take that side stretch. Squat to stretch, squat to stretch. Reaching right overhead, then left overhead. Right side stretch, left, squat, stretch, squat, stretch, squat, and stretch, squat, and stretch. Keep going. Down to the last 3, and 2, and 1, and release everything down. Point your toes forward to a parallel position. Left arm goes up, right leg goes out. Crunch it in, elbow to knee, and extend it out. Crunch to extend. Crunch to extend. Engaging the belly to pull it in, and extend. In and out. Just tapping the foot on the floor. If you need to grab a chair or use the wall for balance here, you can go ahead and do that. Let's switch sides. Other side, right leg up, left leg out, and crunch and extend. Crunch and extend. Crunch and extend. In, out. In, out. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release everything down. Good work. Rotate your hips open so the heels come together and the toes apart. Engage your front body. We don't want to tip forward again. No anterior pelvic tilt. Find that neutral. Squeeze the rotators. Arms lift right about your chest, making a big circle. Then overhead, this is a high fifth. Drop the shoulders from the ears, then open the arms out to a second. And then back to first. Make sure the whole time you're squeezing with your glutes and pulling up through your center. So we have first, fifth, second. First, fifth, second. Working the scapula on the back side of your body. Shoulders stay down the whole time, belly stays engaged, and you keep squeezing the glutes to maintain that turned out position. So this is a ballet first with the feet, and then we're going through different port de bras, which are different movements of the arms. Port de bras actually carriage of the arms. First, overhead, open, close, overhead, side, front, lift, open, close. Up, out, in. And fifth, second, first. Fifth, second, first. Fifth, second to first. And release down. Good job. Cross your right leg behind your left. Prop yourself up on your toes. Your arms will extend on the diagonal and then you'll close together, open back up. So it's like you're clapping and extending. Using the belly to help crunch in and extend out. Your back leg is bent. Your front leg is also bent, but a little less bent than your back leg. Close and open. Contract and open. And contract and open. Look down, look forward. Look down, look forward. Crunching in and open. In and open. Good. Keep going. In and lift. Release. Let's switch sides. Step the right leg behind. Bend down. Make sure your pelvis is neutral. Extend the arms on the diagonal. Close and open. So it's like you clap and extend. Clap and extend. Rotating the body in as you come down and then back to face forward as you lift back up. And clap and open. Clap and open. And in and lift. Down to lift. Find the diagonal as you lift back up and close it down. And close and open and close and open. Down and up. Down and up. Here's our last 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Lift back up. Step back to center. Let's return to that same position, crossing the right leg behind, propping up on the ball of the foot. Arms will reach to the diagonal, and then you're going to crunch your elbow into your side body and extend it back up. So the left arm reaches over, side crunch, over to side crunch. Stretch and crunch. We're working our obliques through our core. We're working the legs as we're in that bent or plied position. And we're working the arms to get that big stretch and in. Reach to crunch and reach to crunch. 5 more and 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch. Take the right leg behind. Plie, stretch the arms on the diagonal and crunch the right arm in this time to the side body. Stretch and crunch and stretch and pull it in. Reach and crunch. Reach and crunch. 10 more here. 10, 9, 8, reach up, pull it down. 7, 6, crunch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Step your left foot back, propping on the toes, arms to high fifth. You'll scoop forward and then lift the arms back up. As you scoop, make sure you're tucking your pelvis, using that belly to contract. Arms overhead and scoop and lift and scoop and lift and scoop it out like a big ice cream scoop, just scooping and lift and scoop and lift. Pelvis goes from tucked to neutral and tuck and neutral. 9 more to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. Last time, 1. Lift the arms back up. Step together, switch sides. Step your right foot back. Come onto the toes, lift the arms up, and scoop to lift up. And tuck the pelvis to neutral. And scoop and lift. Really activate your center as you do this so that you're getting nice work through your center as well as working your arms. Scoop forward and lift it overhead. Tucking and neutral. Keep both legs bent. Scoop and lift. Just 6 more, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up and step back together. Step your feet wider than your hips. Turn those toes out. Arms go overhead. You're going to pull the elbows down to your sides. Make sure that your pelvis is in neutral. You're just going to touch the fingertips together overhead. They don't have to go all the way straight, but you're really going to drive the elbows into the sides of your body. Keep the shoulders down so you have that nice long neck and you're pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Last 2, 1, and release. You can shake out. Awesome. Give yourself a little drink break. Make sure you're staying hydrated. And then come back to your mat, and I'll meet you on the mat. We will give our arms a bit of a break, and we'll move into some leg work. Hopefully that was enough time for you to get a sip of water. If it wasn't, just pause the video and then hop back in when you're ready. Let's begin by stepping the feet out wider than the hips, turning the toes out, and doing a plie squat. In a plie squat, we don't want to have our hips go back. We're going to go neutral pelvis, rotate open from the hips, and sink down between the knees. So again, not that soft belly, that engaged belly, so the tailbone goes to the floor. Plie squat, hands to the chest, elbows high, right heel lifts, then left heel lifts. As you lift and lower your heels, add those little pulses in between to work the legs a little bit more. Make sure the tailbone is staying in neutral. You're engaging your front body. Left. 1 more, right, and left. Now, no more pulses. Arms extend the side and just lift your right heel up and down. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9, 10. Arms overhead to do left. And lift and lower. Up and down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Adding the pulse back in, arms go up, then back to the chest, and up, back to chest. Lifting and lowering the right and the left as you lift and lower the arms. Lots of coordination happening, lots of work happening. Make sure the belly is still engaged. Just 2 more like this, and then the arms are going to go out to the sides and back to the chest. Open and close, open and close. Keep the pulse going, keep lifting and lowering through the heels. Keep a squat, try to stay nice and low. I know you'll want to lift because the thighs are burning, but now we got to take it lower. Drop it down, pulse, 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 little pulses. Keep it going, I know, keep it up, you got it. Hold it down. Keep trying to open the knees back to the pinky toes, tailbone down, belly engaged. And then release, stand up. Woo! Shake it out. Come back to your first position, heels together, touching toes turned out on the diagonals, hands to the waist. Plie or bend Opening the knees towards the toes, squeezing the glutes and the inner thighs to lift back up. Plie and stretch. Plie means to bend. So we plie when we bend, and then we squeeze to lift. Belly is pulled in, tailbone is neutral, tailbone pointed down to the floor. Shoulders down away from the ears. And you plie and stretch. Make sure you don't release your heels as you plie. The heels and feet stay flat as you plie and stretch and bend and stretch. Neutral pelvis. 2 more. Plie and stretch. Plie, stay there. Now pull your knees back to your pinky toes. Pull and release. Pull them back and release. Open, release. Stay as low as you can. Open, release. Open and release. Open and release. Open and release. And pulse. And pulse. Pull it back and back. Keep it going. Open, release. Open and release. Press it back and now stand all the way up. Pulling up through the inner thighs. You're going to lift to come onto the balls of your feet and then drop the heels slowly and controlled to the floor. As you go up, make sure you're not rolling to the outside of your foot. You're staying over your big toes and you're lifting up. This is called a releve, to lift to the toes and then come back down. Squeeze to lift and lower. Keep your belly engaged and squeeze the glutes. Lift and lower, releve, and slowly down. Control your up and control your down. Releve and lower. Lift up, heels lower. Lift up, heels lower. Ankles stay straight the whole time. Lift and lower. 3 more like this. Lift and lower. And 2 and 1. Now we'll add a plie before the releve. So we'll bend, pop up to the releve, and drop the heels. Bend, releve, heels lower. And plie, releve, lower the heels. Plie, releve, lower the heels. And bend, extend, lower down. Bend, extend, lower down. Your belly's still pulling in, ribs pulling together, tailbone neutral. Tracking right over your big toe as you lift up. Plie, releve, and down. Plie, releve, heels down. Last time, lift, lower down. We'll take this up a notch and add a jump. So we'll come from the plie, we'll releve up, and then push with the toes to point and jump off the floor. Plie, squeeze the toes underneath, and make sure you're not bucking the body as you jump, but it's staying stable and straight. If you don't want to jump, just do the releves again. So plie, push off the floor, jump, and lower back to the plie. You want to land in your plie every time to make sure you're protecting your knees. Push and plie, push and plie, push and plie, push and plie, lift and down, and stand back up. I know just doing those 5 jumps is a lot of work for your legs. Okay, let's move back to that first position, turning the feet out, squeezing the glutes. Arms come to first, and you're going to plie and then open the arms out to second. Plie, close, plie, open. Close to first, and then stretch to open to second. Plie and open. First position in front, second position to the side. As you go to second position, make sure you're not going past your body. The arms are still going to be slightly in front, so you're not arching through your rib cage. Plie and stretch. Squeeze as you stand and open the hips as you plie. Open and close. Plie. And down and stretch. Down and stretch open. Plie and open. Plie, arms come to first position. And now you're going to pull the elbows back as you squeeze the knees back. So elbows pull back as knees pull back. You're staying in your plie. Your heels are on the floor. Your pelvis is in neutral. Your shoulders are right over your pelvis. And you're just pulling back and releasing. Elbows back, knees back, and release. And open, release. Pull it back. And back. And back. And back. 2 more to finish it out. 1. And 2, and stand up, straighten the legs. Arms go out to second position to the sides and releve up, then lower the heels. Releve, lower the heels. Again, try to squeeze up through the inner thighs. Roll to the big toe, not to the pinky toe. We're not turning or twisting the ankle at all. It's staying straight as we lift and as we lower. As you lower, really try to squeeze your inner thighs and get the heels to touch together. Lift and lower. Tight legs, tight belly, soft arms. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Releve, heels down. Releve, heels down. Adding a plie to pop it up to releve. Plie, pop it to releve, arms go to second. And then plie back down to first and stretch. Plie, pop it up and lower. Plie, pop it up, heels down. Plie, pop it up, heels down. Plie, your arms go to low fifth and then out to second. So down and up, lower the heels. Plie, arms out, heels down. Plie, arms out, heels down. Bend to the toes, heels. Final two, and last one, plie, releve, and down. We'll go back to our jumps or our sautés. Arms are going out to second this time. Arms lift to the side, plie, push, and down. As you jump, try not to kick your feet out. Keep the feet right under your hips and just push your toes towards the floor. If you don't want to jump, just do your releves. Plie, push, and bend. Push, land in your plie. Push, land in your plie. And release. Good. You can shake your legs out. We will give our legs a little break, and we're going to go back into our arms. So make sure you're still zipping up, pulling the belly in, no anterior pelvic tilt, neutral pelvis, squeezing through the glutes. First position with the feet. Arms go to first and front, big round ball, lift up to fifth, shoulders are down, and out to second. First, fifth, second. First, fifth, second. So close, lift overhead, open to the side. Close in front, right at your chest, up overhead and out to the side. First, fifth, second. And remember, your second is still in front of your body. Your arms aren't behind your body, so you can keep your rib cage closed. First, high fifth, second. First, high fifth, second. Keep squeezing the glutes to keep rotating open through your hips and engage your belly. Pull those ribs together. First, fifth, second. First, fifth, second. Arms just make that big circle. Overhead, out to the side. In front, overhead, to the side. Front, and now lower down. Step your left foot behind. Keep your hips forward. Bend your knees. Open the arms. And then we'll close and open. Close and open. As you close, really think about pulling back through your shoulders to create kind of a round spine. Little bit of twist. In and open. Contract and extend. Arms go to the diagonal as you extend, and then just parallel to each other as you close. Close and open. Close and open. Look to the hands as you close, and then back to the front as you open. Close and open. All of this is coordination as well, because of course it's a barre class, it's dance. All right, let's switch sides. Take the right foot back, hips stay forward, open the arms and close. Diagonal and close. Keep the belly engaged, the rib cage closing, and find that work through your obliques and your center as you open and close the arms. Keep bending with the legs. The more bend you get, the more work it's going to be into your thighs. So we're getting a lot of things done with this one exercise. Open and close. Diagonal and close. Open and close. Keep it up. You're doing awesome. Open and close. 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open out and then step out to the side. All right, take that left foot back again. Find that bend or that plie. Arms lift overhead and then pull the left elbow into your left side. Pull and stretch the diagonal. Pull. Try to get the arms nice and long as you reach over your head. And then crunch your side as you pull it into your side body. And extend and crunch. Reach and crunch. Reach and crunch. You're also involving your center here, so make sure that you're getting that core to work. Stretch and crunch. We're halfway through We have 4, 3, stretch it 2, and 1, and stand back up, switch sides, right leg goes back, bend your knees, reach over to the left, and crunch, and stretch, crunch, and stretch. Right arm crunches to the right side of the body and then reaches back overhead. Try to find a nice big reach. So you're going in between those 2 different positions where you're extending and then crunching, stretching and crunching, going long and then finding short, long and short, with the torso lengthening and then crunching. Reach it up and in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach and then step back out to the side. Take the right foot right behind you, lift those arms overhead, the high fist, and then scoop it forward as you tuck your pelvis back overhead. Again, find that tuck of the pelvis as you scoop forward. Arms up, scoop, and lift overhead. Scoop it out. It's like you're taking your arms into a big circle all the way front and then back overhead. Scoop and lift. Curling the tailbone and then coming back to that neutral as your arms go overhead. Curling and neutral. Tuck and lift. Scoop it out. Finishing it out with 5 more. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift back up. Let's switch legs. Right leg back, just right behind. Hips stay square and forward. Bend both knees. Arms lift and then scoop to tuck and extend overhead. Scoop, neutral to extend, and scoop and lift. Scoop, high fifth, tucking under and back to neutral. Sweeping those arms out and around, pulling everything in and then extending long. Scoop and lift. Keep it up. Scoop and lift. 6 more. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift arms and then step back together. Good. Step your feet wide apart in a second position. Arms go overhead and then just pull those elbows into your sides, lifting up and out. You don't have to even get the arms all the way straight overhead. Just touch your 2 first fingers or your index fingers together and really squeeze into the sides of your body. Make sure your pelvis is neutral, your ribs are closing, your belly's engaged, and get those arms to do some work here as you actively pull down and lift back up. Shake it out. All right, it's time for you to go grab a drink. Make sure you stay hydrated. Take a quick sip of water and come back to the mat. It's back to the legs now. Step the feet wide apart. And this time we are going to push the hips back to create a hinge in the hips. We still want to pull the belly in. And then we're going to shift side to side, bending one leg and then the other. So toes point forward, shift to the right, then shift to the left. Try to stay low as you shift side to side. This is like those speed skaters in the Olympics when they're going across the ice. This is kind of the idea that I have as the arms swing. But you're shifting side to side in a parallel position that's going to hit your inner thighs and your outer hip and legs. So it's working the inner and outer portion of your legs. Come back to center, and now you're going to squat down low and just do a little tiny lift of the hips. You're not even going to straighten the legs. You're just going to tilt up and then squat it back down. Tilt up, squat. And it's really quite a small movement, but you will feel this one burning, I promise. Keep the belly pulling in, lift and bend deeper. Lift a little, drop a little. Lift a little, drop a little. Up and down, up and down. Keeping the back nice and flat. We've got that deep crease in the hips. And we're just tilting up and tilting down. Pelvis up, pelvis down. Stay nice and low. And again, go back to that speed skating shift side to side. And I'm just turning so you can see these things a little bit better. Shift, shift, shift. Left to right. Left to right. Don't let yourself bob up and down. Just stay in a straight line as you shift side to side. Last one, then come back to center and do those little lifts and lowers again in your squat. Pelvis down, pelvis up. The legs will never get fully straight. You're just tilting down and then sending the tailbone up. It's very small movement. It's going to hit deep into the hips, into the hamstrings. It's going to work your glutes a lot. And tilt and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift. One more time, shifting side to side in that speed skater. You got it. I know your legs and glutes are probably burning. That's what we want. It means we're getting stronger. So fight through it. Keep shifting side to side. Side to side. Letting the arms swing. Not bobbing up and down. Find the center one more time and do those little hip shifts. I promise this is the last one. You got it. Work through the burn. Up and down, little pelvis shifts. Breathe through it. We're almost there. Shifting up and down. Keep it up. And now send the hands to the floor. Straighten the legs if you can and the tailbone up. If you can't straighten, just go as straight as you can. Reach the head towards the ground and then try to walk your body through your legs, pulling with your belly to get your body as far back in between the legs as you can. Stretch it out. Now take a hold of opposite elbows and just let your body swing side to side like a big pendulum, swinging from one leg to the other. Your lower back should be nice and released, and we're stretching out all those muscles that we just worked. This is called a wide-legged forward fold. Just gently rocking your weight side to side. Letting gravity really pull your body forward. Come back to center. Place the hands back down and then onto your waist and flat back. Stand yourself all the way up. You can walk the feet together. Turn your feet out back to the first position, heels together, toes on the diagonal. Your right leg will extend back behind you. Don't open your hip to your back leg. Keep your hips and your shoulders forward and square. I'm going to turn so you can see this better. So I find my first position. I extend my leg back, point my toe. It's really long, try to get the leg all the way straight. And I don't want my body hanging forward. I'm really trying to stand up and out of my leg. Hands to the waist or a wall if you need balance, and you'll lift and lower your back leg. Lift and lower. It doesn't have to go super high. Think about squeezing through your glute as you lift and lower. Try to keep your body up as you lift and don't let the body tilt forward. Lift and lower. You're going to have to fight that forward tilt. It will go a little bit, but you're trying to go as least amount forward as possible. Close back to your first. Now extend the left leg. Same thing. Lifting up and out of it. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Squeezing through the glute. Try to straighten the leg. Lift and lower. Shoulders and hips facing the front. Lift and lower. Lift, tap the toe down. Lift and tap. And lift and tap. Close back to first position. I'll turn so you can see this setup. You'll be on your left leg. Your right leg's just going to come so your toes touch your ankle. Bend your left leg or plie. Pull your knee up. So you want to keep about a 90 degree. You don't want your knee down like this and your foot up. You want your knee higher than your foot. So you're going to try to lift up with your knee, keeping both legs turned out. You'll bend and lift and then tap the toe back to your ankle. Lift and lower. Lift from your knee, not from your foot. So keep that turn out and lift. You'll feel this in your glute on the working leg. The one that's lifting, you'll definitely feel that as you squeeze it up and down. Keep the bottom leg plied or bent. And now stay up, lift the knee and pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse the knee. Try to keep the foot below the knee. Lift the knee up. Hold it there. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Balance, balance. And come back down. Good job. That's a burner. Let's switch out sides. Left leg back, bend on the right. Lift and lower. Lift from the knee. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Squeezing with your right glute to get it up and down, up and down. Lift, lift, hold, pulse the knee up, up, up. Try to stand up tall, lift that body up. And hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, balance, balance. Squeeze and slowly release down. Good job. Push into your right hip, take a stretch. You can even kind of come forward and backward to swing it out. Switch sides, go into the left. Just a little break, a little stretch. Release the hips. Stand back up and let's repeat. Starting with the right. Again, don't open towards it. Keep it closed and square. The right leg is back, fully extended, toe on the floor. 10 lift and lowers, going up and down. Lifting up and down. And 9. 8, stand up tall. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back to first, switch sides, extend the opposite leg back, standing tall, lifting and lowering 10. 9, this position is called an arabesque. 8, 7, when the leg is lifted, it's arabesque. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we'll come into that plied position. Switching sides, go to the first leg and lift the knee up and down. Lift and lower. Sending the knee up high, keeping the bottom leg bent, pulling the belly in, trying to stand up over your hips as you lift and lower. This bent leg position is called an attitude position. Lifting up and down and up. Stay there, pulse the knee up. Get the knee up, pulse, 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 pulse. Squeezing the glutes and then hold it, hold it, hold it. Keep plying, maybe go a little lower. And release down, switch sides. Opposite leg back, toes to foot, bend, and then knee up and down, up and down, lift and lower. Anytime you need extra help with balance, you can feel free to grab a wall or hold on to a chair. Squeezing up and down, lift and lower, lift and lower. Stay in pulse, up high as you can, pulsing it out. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Try to lift up, plie down, and then release, stand up. Woo! Stretch it out again, push over to the right. And then up and over, push over to the left, and stretch that side out. Really good work. Alrighty, let's go down onto the mat now to do some core work. Roll down onto your back. And then check that you don't have a space between your lower back and the mat. So you shouldn't have any air in there. Just press the back onto the mat by tucking the pelvis. So it's nice and flat. Your hands will interlace behind your head. Lift up, cross the right elbow to the left knee. And then the right arm's going to sweep out to the right to tap the right ankle. Cross the body and then reach to the side. Right to left. Reach the right arm, tap the right ankle. Cross. And tap. Again, elbow to knee, reach to the right, tap the right ankle, and cross, and reach. Shoulders stay off the mat as you reach towards your ankle, cross, and tap. Cross, reach out, tap your ankle, stretch to it, cross, stretch to the ankle, and lay down, switch sides, left elbow to right knee, and then tap to the left ankle. Cross, left arm reaches to the left ankle to tap. Cross, and reach. Elbow to knee, crunch, and then extend as you reach to the side. Crunch, and reach it out. Crunch, stretch. Use the front body to move you in between these two positions, crunching and then stretching through the side. Crunch and stretch. Elbow to knee, reach. Lay the upper body down, extend your arms to the sides with your palms down. Lift your feet off the floor, You're going to lift your pelvis by engaging your belly to rock up, and then pelvis goes down, and then plant the feet. Lift the feet, rock the pelvis up, pelvis down, drop the feet. Lift, rock, lower, feet go down. Lift, squeeze it up, down. Now extend the legs, pull them back in, rock it up one more time, and then the feet release down. So we lift, rock, lower, extend the legs, bend the knees, rock one more time, lay the pelvis down, put the feet down. Lift, rock, then extend, bend, rock, and feet to the floor. Keep the lower back on the mat the whole time as you rock, especially as you extend the legs, bend, rock, and then lower back down. The hips are going to lift off the mat every time. You want to engage the belly to lift the hips. As you extend the legs, the lower back is flat. Then pull it in, rock it up, and set the feet back down. Lift, rock, extend, bend, pull the hips up and off, and lower the feet down. Lift, rock, extend, bend, rock it up, roll it down, feet to the floor. Lift, pull it up, hips go down, extend, bend, lift the hips again off the mat to roll down and plant your feet. This time, we'll bend the knees to the chest, extend the legs up as straight as you can, and then cross one leg over the other, back and forth, just beating the legs right, then left, then right, then left. Crossing, 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 crossing. Pointing the toes and extending the leg. If you want to make it harder, you can lift your shoulders, your head and neck up off the mat. Keep pressing down with your palms, pushing the lower back to the floor and beating those legs. Now we're going to beat the legs down and then beat the legs back up. So you're going to lower the legs down as low as you can without losing your lower back on the mat and lift them back up. Lower down, cross, and lift. So you're beating the legs back and forth this whole time as you lower and then come back up. Lower and come back up. Pointing the toes, stretching the legs. If you need to, you can release the upper body down. That makes it a little less intense. If you really want to work the center, get those shoulders, the head and neck off the floor, and push the lower back down into the mat as you beat the legs down and then back up. And now bend the knees, plant the feet, and go and grab another drink of water. Once you've gotten your drink of water, just lay back down on your mat, and we're going to repeat that ab sequence that we just did. Laying down flat on your mat, hands behind your head, tap right elbow to left knee, and then reach the right hand to tap the right ankle and come down again. Right to left, tap the right. Cross the body, opposite arm as leg, and tap. Staying on the right side, and tap. And cross, reach it out to tap the ankle. Cross, and ankle tap. Crunch it up, and reach it out. 3 more times. 3, reach to the ankle, and 2, reach to the ankle, cross, 1, and reach. Then lay down, and we'll switch. Take left elbow to right knee, and then reach to the left ankle with the left hand. Cross, and reach. Cross it out, and reach. Crossing, and reaching out. Crunching up, stretching to the side. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach it out and lower yourself down. Now we'll do those hip lifts. Place the hand down by the side, lift the legs up, engage your belly to pull your knees to your chest, roll off your pelvis, and then release the feet to the floor. Lift, roll it down, and flat. Lift the legs, roll it up, lift the pelvis off, roll it back down, and then feet go to the floor. Lift, roll the pelvis off, back down, stretch the legs, pull them into the chest, and roll up, lifting the pelvis off the mat. And then feet go down. Lift, roll it off, roll the pelvis down, extend your legs, bend them, pull the pelvis up, roll down, feet to the floor. Again, lift, squeeze up, Extend the legs. Bend the knees, squeeze up, and roll down. Feet go flat. Lift, squeeze up. Extend your legs. Pull the knees to the chest, lift up, and then lower your feet to the floor. Feet go up, pull knees to chest, lifting the pelvis and rocking up, extending the legs, bend the knees, rock it up again, roll it down, and feet go flat. Lift, rock, roll down, extend, bend, rock the pelvis up, roll it down, and feet flat. Lift, rock, roll down, extend, bend, roll it up, roll it down, feet to the floor. Lift, roll up, roll down, extend, bend, roll it up, and down, feet go flat. Take a breath. Lift the knees to the chest, then extend your legs, and we'll do those crisscross with your feet. Just staying above your head right now, crisscross, crisscross. Right foot, left foot. Just beating the legs, try to extend the knees. If you want, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the floor. Keep beating. Pushing the lower back down to the mat, and now lower the legs down as far as you can, keeping the lower back on the mat and back up. Beating the legs down, and then back up. Scissoring the legs in front of each other. Right, left, and coming back up. Crisscross the legs. Keep them going as quickly as you can, but make sure that you're keeping that lower belly engaged and pressing the back down. You're going as low as you can without losing your alignment, and then you're coming back up. The legs are beating as fast as possible. And now bend the knees and let your feet fall down to the floor. Extend your left leg long on the mat and pull your right knee into your chest. Taking a stretch. You can circle your foot around or rolling that ankle around and change direction. Come back to center. Extend your right arm out to the side, left hand on the knee, and you pull it across your body to find a twist, dropping your right knee down towards the left side. Your knee may be able to touch the floor. It may not. That's not a big deal. Just find that rotation. And then if it feels good, turn your head to look over your right extended arm. Breathing nice and deep. Then roll back onto your back. Give that knee one more hug and extend your right leg. Now pull your left knee up to your chest. Hug it in. Circle the ankle around one direction. And then change and go the other way. Your right hand will grab a hold of your knee. Your left arm will extend out from your shoulder. You'll rotate over to the right, dropping that knee across your body, trying to reach it down towards the floor. And then if you did so on the other side, turn your head to look over your left side. Big, deep breaths here. Roll back onto your back. Hug the knee in one more time. Now plant both your feet on the mat. Lift your arms over your head, extending them as long as you can. You're going to arch your spine, rolling off your pelvis. Let your lower back come off the mat, and then press your lower back down to the mat. Arch the back, and then tuck the pelvis. Press the back into the floor. Arch and press. Arch the back. Press the lower back down to the mat. Keep your lumbar or your lower back down onto the mat. Release your arms. Drop your knees over to the right and roll yourself up and over onto your belly. Thread your left arm underneath your right arm and stretch your arms to the opposite side, trying to get them parallel to each other so they're making a cross in the middle of your body. And then allow your head just to rest on your arms as you relax your weight down, trying to push that X in the middle of the body, the arms, down to the floor. You should feel this stretch in your shoulders. Really release the upper body. Make sure you're not engaging your glutes or anything on the back either. Just be really relaxed. Taking this stretch for your shoulders. Lift up, we're going to go in opposite side. Thread the right under the left to opposite sides. And then lay the head down on the arms, letting everything relax. Practicing your deep breathing here. You can close your eyes here to help you deeper relax into this stretch. And just come up out of the stretch. Hands go under the armpits. Push the hips back over your heels and find child's pose, reaching your arms forward and laying your forehead down on the floor. Trying to sit onto your heels and allow your lower back to release. Big full deep breaths as you hold here in your child's pose. Relaxing your hip flexors. Relaxing your lower back. Allowing your head to hang heavy and just rest on the floor. Look up, round your spine back to a tabletop position. Step your right foot forward and sink down into a low lunge. Your back knee will stay down on the mat. Open your right hip and roll out to the blade of your foot or to the pinky side of your foot. You can stay on your hands or drop down onto your elbows like I'm doing here if you would like to go deeper into the stretch. Try to keep your back hip bone pointed down towards the floor. And then open the right hip out. So you're stretching in outward rotation on your right bent leg. Just try to relax your upper body and let the back left hip sink down to the floor. Roll back onto your foot, press back to your hands. Reach back behind you, bend your left leg, take a hold of your foot, and stretch your quad by pulling your heel towards your glutes. Again, the more you can square off with your shoulders and the more you can drop your hips down to the floor, the more stretch you're going to feel. Release. Place the left toes down on the floor. Stretch the right leg as straight as you can, lengthening the spine. With a flat back, try to fold deeper to lay your body onto your leg. You don't want to have your head down towards your knee and then a big space between your body and your leg. You want to lay those on top of each other. So long spine and then fold from the hips. Look up, come back to all fours. Switch sides, step the left leg forward, sink down, and then roll your left hip open to come onto the pinky toe side of your foot, rolling to the outside blade of the foot and lifting the inner arch. And then coming down either onto your hands or down to the elbows to take a nice stretch here in this lizard pose. Lift back out of it, place your foot flat on the floor, bend your back leg, reach your left arm around to take a hold of your foot and pull the heel into the glute, stretching out through the quad. Your weight should be forward onto your thigh, not onto the top of your kneecap. So you want to shift your weight forward to take the pressure off your knee and to stretch out your quad and your hip flexor on your right leg. Release, then press back to a hamstring stretch. Hips and shoulders stay square. Pull your toes up towards your face, lengthen your spine, and then take your whole body with you to fold it down towards your leg. Trying to keep everything nice and square. Pulling your front leg as straight as you can, trying to push that back knee down towards the floor. Look up and bend your front leg back to all fours. And then make your way to sit down onto your bum. Cross your right leg over your left leg. Wrap your opposite arm around so you're twisting to the other side of your leg. Make sure your spine is long. And then for a deeper twist, try to keep looking back behind you. If you want to go deeper, you can hook the elbow into the knee and push your knee with the elbow to find more rotation. Try to keep both of your sit bones down on the floor. Unwind, and we will switch sides, crossing the right leg under and the left leg over. Wrap the opposite arm around. Find that rotation, trying to pull your shoulders into a straight line, opening the chest, lengthening the spine. Want to go deeper? Again, you can hook the front elbow onto the knee and push the elbow into the knee to find more twist. Keep trying to send those shoulders open and not let them fall in towards your midline. Sit bones stay down, unwind. Place your feet together and find a butterfly, allowing your hips to open so the knees fall down towards the floor. Flat back reaching forward. See if you can press your elbows into your knees to push them down more, and then keep trying to find length in the spine. So rounding is not what we want. We want flat, long line to stretch, and then using the hips to fold and to crease. Your belly will also help to pull your body down towards your legs. Sit back up. Cross the legs underneath you, roll your shoulders back and around, just releasing out any tension that might be left in the upper body. Switch directions, roll them back to front, squeezing them up towards the ears and then releasing them down. And roll it out one more time. Your right arm reaches up and around, bend your elbow. Take your elbow in your left hand and pull the elbow back behind your head as much as you can. And last, lift your head up and try to push your head back into your arm. Stretch over, taking a side stretch to the left, pushing through the rib cage, finding that nice stretch through the side. Release, switch sides, left arm back. Take a hold of the left elbow, slide it behind the head. Lift your chin, push back into your arm. And then fold to the right, taking a side stretch. Keep both your sit bones down. And back up, release it down, shake it out. Woo! And that is it for this class. Great work. I'll see you again next time.